Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to the Pauper Premiere League. We've had 5 great matches so far between the likes of Alex Ullman right here, my little co-host here, and we've also had Evan Irwin, Andreas Petersen, and Michael Bond. And we've had some pretty good matches here going on. What's your take on this so far, Alex?
So I've been lucky enough to have been involved in every match, and just for me, I'm very happy to have gone 2-1. That puts me in a decent position next time I have to go 2-1 or better. So I think I hope I can do that. Although I do have to play Andreas again, maybe I'll get my revenge. I think my favorite match, for me anyway, was, well, one, I'm really looking forward to this one. I'll get to why in a minute. But game 3 of my match versus Michael, I took a risk by not including Flaring Pain in my mono red deck, and cards like Prismatic Strands and Circle Protection Red really do a good job. But the fact that Michael had Circle Protection Red.
Yeah, you ran into that. Like your worst nemesis, but you were just like, not like this. And
no, but I've played that matchup before, and I realized that Circle is not very good because that deck takes a lot of mana, enters the battlefield tapped lands, and so I end up having the opportunity to do a lot of damage beforehand. And then my threats outpace their mana. And with the amount of burn I have, I can just tax their mana over and over again to the point where I get them into burn range, and then we go. But Michael's playing again, and he's up against Affinity. And so that's
going to be very interesting.
I think Andreas is advantaged and has a good shot of going 3-0.
Yeah.
And my thing is, Michael only has one removal spell main that can take out 4. Looks like our players are ready to go, so we are about to go down and see what's going on.
Yep, we got Affinity versus Orzhov Pestilence, so let's take it on down there. Let's get ourselves rolling up in just a second. Yep. All right, yeah. So we're just hanging on for just a quick second, just making some very quick adjustments. Thank you so much to everybody for sticking with us through all these little technical issues, technical hiccups. This is our first time ever doing this, so we've had a few issues along the way, and we're ready to get started. We're up and rolling here. So we're having a little bit of trouble with these showing these hands here. Looks like.
Oh, here we go. Well, we know Michael's hand.
Yeah. This should be fixed very shortly.
Okay.
So like I was saying, guys, thank you so much for sticking with us through these little technical hiccups. So we're getting there slowly.
Michael's hand actually isn't bad. He's actually very well set up to deal with Frogmite into big threat because of that Echoing Decay.
Yeah.
And yep, there's the Frogmite. So I think if you're Michael, you just play the swamp and take it out, because then your edicts do more work. Oh, he goes for Night's Whisper. Interesting.
Probably wants to hold out and see if Andreas drops any more Frogmites.
That's fair. Yeah, I realize Andreas could only... Okay, so what can Andreas... Andreas can Myr Enforcer this turn.
We're in Atog.
Well, this is actually not great right now. Just because that Atog is going to live.
Right. No matter what happens.
Yeah.
So, for anyone who isn't aware, Andreas and Michael are actually like very good friends. And yeah, and they are actual teammates for Mage Magic Market, I think it's called.
Mage Market.
Just Mage Market. And so we've actually been looking forward to this kind of all night. It's like almost like a little, friendly rivalry face off against two pro players. Michael, especially, went and top aided the first Mythic Championship event, and that was wild.
So Andreas has the backup Atog. So the best possible draw. Michael has a lot of live draws. He can draw Date. He can draw Second, but it doesn't look like that happened. He's just going Talisman into Edict. So
right. I don't know. I still think Andreas is kind of favored here, but it's going to depend on the draw.
I mean, how many cards does Andreas have in hand?
A little hard to tell. It's a little blurry on our screen, everyone.
So it's turn 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 9. So he should have 4 or 5 cards in hand. Oh no!
Sorry, everybody. We're coming right back to the.
There we go. So looks like Guardian actually is really good here because it just shuts down Atog.
Mm-hmm.
And then Michael can stick a Pestilence maybe and start whittling away at the Atog. I mean, I think you stick Guardian here, right?
Yeah, I probably would have stuck the Guardian there. Oh, we lost Alex. Hang on 1 second, everybody. There we are.
I'm back. Sorry about that.
So yeah, I don't know that I would have played the Guardian. Well, no, the Guardian just makes sense there because Michael knows that Andreas doesn't have Team of Battle Rage.
Yeah, but I don't really like Pestilence here because Pestilence puts Michael to 16. Mm-hmm. And if Andreas has Fling, I think that's game. That is just game because he can attack, sack almost all his artifacts, leave 2 back. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, that's game. So Michael's playing a game where he probably thinks he can't win if Andreas has Fling, so stop playing around it.
Right.
So it also looks like Andreas is a little flooded this game. You know, Affinity doesn't want to get 5 lands.
Yeah.
Unless it does have Fling. So
it's certainly a little unusual, especially this early in the game with this little card draw.
Oh, he didn't Thoughtcast. No, he did. Remember, there are exiled cards in the yard from Majuka Bog.
That's correct. I forgot about that. So we almost got the hand back, and if this is accurate from what I can see in the hand so far, that's just a ton of lands.
It's 2 lands, but this is gonna put. So I think you don't Pestilence. Oh wow, okay. So I think you Edict first. No, I think you have to Edict first, not Guardian. Because I think if you Edict, what ends up happening, does Michael have the 4 black mana?
No,
I think you Edict first because Edict, I think what ends up happening is Andreas will keep Atog.
Yep.
And then Guardian does work.
And if Andreas draws a Fling, it's over.
And again, so now Atog can't attack.
Yeah.
And is that...
Oh, there's a second.
2 Atogs can.
Yeah, that can get there. There's the duress, so that's going to get windmill slammed. And when Michael...
takes nothing.
Interesting.
Well, there was nothing. It looks like Andreas' hand is land.
Yeah.
So...
I actually think it hasn't been updated. I think it is one. It should be probably one land because the Darksteel Citadel got played. Unless there was another one. Unless there was another one drawn. Take a quick peek.
Yeah, we caught up to this hand a little late, so we're trying to piece together what happened.
Taking a quick look at the actual stream, which isn't quite as blurry as what we're seeing. Andres does only have the one land, and
so what Michael's doing here is he's trying to tax Andreas's resources. He's trying to force Andreas to get rid of as much of his board as possible to keep those Atogs alive. Yeah. But what this is going to also do, it's going to push Michael to 15. So with that land, that is plus 12.
Mm-hmm.
Fling or Chromatic Star potentially ends it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how I feel. I'm not sure. I know it's it's what, about 6 a.m. Over there, and
there it is. So we're going on to game 2 now, with Michael Bondi taking the lead here.
That's great. I was not expecting that.
So what are we got coming in here? This is going to be interesting. It looks like we're minor technical difficulty on this.
So I'm just going to read out. Michael does not have a lot in the sideboard. The relevant cards in Michael's sideboard are 4 copies of Fragmentize, which is a sorcery speed, destroy target artifact or enchantment, convert mana cost to 4 or less. Really, the thing you're hitting here are things like Springleaf Drum. There we go. Springleaf Drum. Looks like Michael's siding out the. Looks like he's siding in. He's siding in Circle of Protection blue, so I guess he's afraid of Gearseeker Serpent.
Yeah,
which is reasonable. He's siding out the Palace Sentinels, siding out some card draw, some discard. In Andreas's deck, I think you want to side in. I think I bring an Ancient Grudge.
For the Pristine Talismans? That makes sense.
For the Talismans. I think that. I think that Relic is a mistake.
It looks like there's just a tiny bit of a lag here on our screen.
Yeah.
We are pretty much going here.
Yeah. But I think I bring an Ancient Grudge.
So the game is set up. We're just transitioning over here. So.
Those are awkward hands from both players.
Yeah. I think as of right now, I would put Michael to be favored, but it's anybody's game, right?
Andreas is going to see. Oh,
there's a Froggy.
Yeah, and there's the Disfigure, and my guess is the next thing's going to be a tap land. Yep. So, this is an awkward draw. But again, between Prophetic Prism, Chromatic Star, Andreas is going to see a lot of new cards.
So,
did you know if Michael brought in Cop Red, Circle Protection Red?
I do not recall seeing that. But this looks really, really good for Andreas. So what he can actually do is he can play the Atog.
Yeah.
And, so he can't do it this turn, but he can play land, play the Flayer Husk, and then next turn, assuming that, Andreas goes for the Pestilence play, Andreas would actually, or Michael would actually need the Swamp. Well, there it is. So
there it is.
He could go for the, ping 1, but what's also going to happen is that Atog is just going to go in there for, a whole bunch of damage. You can suit up the Atog with the Flayer Husk. There it is.
So what I really think is interesting is Michael has. This is exactly why I think an Ancient Grudge. It's a decent amount, but Andreas has drawn his Metallic Rebuke, which is and it can't even snipe the Pestilence. So, I mean, I think
it's math time. We got to see how much math Andreas can get, or how much damage he can get in there.
He can't get lethal.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10.
1, 2, 3, 4.
How big is that Atog?
It's a 3. So if he sends with everything and annihilates his board, he's getting Michael down to 4.
It's not a 3/4. That's a 5/6.
I thought he only did he sacrifice 2 artifacts?
Yes, he sacrificed the 2 Chromatic Stars.
Oh well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
10.
I think he's 1 short.
Yeah, I think he's just off.
Because if that is a 5/6, there is 4, 5, 6, 7, 10.
So here's where I'm at on this, okay? Andres should go in and probably sacrifice a few things. Play the Carapace Forger, and then hold up the Metallic Rebuke mana. Because what happens then is, yes, Michael can play the Pestilence and actually get it to stick the landing. However, in order to make it stick, he'll have to pay the extra mana, which will leave him with nothing left to Pestilence with.
Yeah. But...
Well, there's the dead weight for the Atog.
Dead weight is great here. Dead weight is ideal, but then you can't play Pestilence this turn.
Right.
I mean, you can, but do you think Michael is going to play around Metallic Rebuke? And I don't think
he did. He played around it.
That's great. So it looks like right now Michael's firmly in the driver's seat.
Yeah.
He game 1.
Andreas just keeps seeing these lands.
So Andreas is effectively dealing 4 a turn.
Yeah.
But he doesn't have a lock piece. And what I mean by that is he doesn't have the Guardian of the Guild pack to keep the Pestilence around.
Right.
I think
you might just have to blow it, or else just take the 3.
I think what you do is you.
And so here comes the Metallic. No.
No. I would say for flashback on Chainer's Edict at this point, but I think what Michael does is he activates it for 2 in combat, and so he ends up taking 1 damage less. So we only.
So what I do?
Take 6. Oh,
okay. That's not. I think I would have gone in and tried to suit up the Frogmite there first.
No, this is guaranteed damage. Oh, okay.
There's a lock.
There is the prison piece, and
that's just gonna be it.
No, it's not over yet. I think if I'm Andreas, I actually try to rebuke it. I know I'm not gonna. I know it doesn't resolve, but it gives me another turn to find something. And at this point, Michael has such a mana advantage. But yeah, so that is not what you want.
Yeah, this just feels rough.
And this is actually this is like one of the downsides of Affinity is that it does run a ton of air cards. Your highs are very high, but everything else is just air. It draws cards, it spins your wheels. But at this point, Thoughtcast finds a 4/4, which is good. But that 4/4 is just going to hit the board and die. Oh, another Thoughtcast. Okay.
That's good. Let's go. Another Thoughtcast.
And a Fling. So now things are interesting. Because an Atog ends the game.
Mm-hmm.
Another 4/4.
I think I would hold the Enforcer here.
No, you fling it at Guardian.
I know, but you can't. Because the fling is what deals the damage.
Oh, the fling also targets.
Yeah.
You're right. But I would not have played the second Enforcer.
Yeah. Would have helped that. What? Oh. Okay, so that's it. That does it. So
dead here.
So Michael Bondi takes it 2-0.
Michael Bondi won. So
that leaves us nobody 3-0 today.
Michael, no one 3-0'd. So right now I'm at 2-1. Michael's at 2-1.
And doing what we call
it's still anyone's. I'm sorry, Evan.
Little bit of a
So
So
let's just give a quick recap. We had Affinity versus Is It Delver, Evan versus Andreas, and Andreas comes out ahead there. I gotta say, Evan's deck just did not look like it was cooperating all when I was watching his games. His draws were awkward.
It really didn't.
He never got the turn one blind flip Delver. That is so just great.
There were a lot of times where
it
just felt like Evan's deck just wasn't giving him the land drops that he needed. That was a really crucial thing.
Match 2 was me against Michael, and Michael got me game 1. Game 2, he just spent too much life drawing cards. And game 3, I just had too much. And then it was me versus Evan, right? No. There was a good match between. It was Michael versus Evan.
Yes.
And Pestilence did what Pestilence did, and that is Delver's threats. Then I played against Evan, and frankly, I'm not advantaged in that matchup, but my draws just lined up really well. Game 2, Evan just unfortunately was constrained on mana, and I was able to get enough threats out there. I found out after the fact that I probably had lethal quite early, and I was just playing around Spellstar to Sprite. I played enough Pauper, just never play into Spellstar to Sprite when you don't have to.
Right.
And then I got soundly defeated by Andreas, and Andreas just got soundly defeated by Michael. So that is week 1. Again, want to send a special thank you to our sponsor, our host, Cool Stuff Inc. Thank you for Wizards of the Coast. Yeah, they really have. Thank you to Wizards of the Coast for sponsoring this. It's been amazing. Again, a huge amount of gratitude, and just thanks to Randy Bueller and Athena Froelich, who have done this many times and were so generous with their knowledge and everything else. And so next week we're going to be seeing Kendra. I think you're playing next week. Is that right?
I am.
That's great. I'm wondering if you're going to play elves.
Who knows? I know one of these weeks I might play it, and 1 week I think I'm going to play something that might surprise a little people. Yeah,
I got to figure out what I'm running and what Andreas is going to run, because I need to get at least. I'd like to get 2 wins next week. Put myself in the position for the playoffs, or next time I play in a month. But I think that's it. We'll be back next week, same time, 9:00. Wait to be there and have you guys see more Pauper.
Yeah, this has been fantastic. Thank you all for coming out here. Thank you so much as well. I know we already did thanks for Cool Stuff and Wizards of the Coast, which, thank you very much to them. But I also want to give specific shout outs to thank you very much, Rich, our producer.
Absolutely.
As well as the other, as the graphics team with Cool Stuff Inc. That without them, none of this would be possible. All of this looks amazing, and it looks amazing because of them. And obviously, I want to give other big shout out and thanks to obviously you, Alex, for being here.
Thank you, participants.
Yeah.
Thank you,
and
thank you to you for working with me on this.
And there it is. So with that, we're gonna pretty much say goodnight. Thanks so much for thank you so much for hanging out here, spending your night with us, and putting up with our little technical flaws. We hopefully learned quite a bit.
That's fine.
Exactly. We hopefully learned quite a bit from this, and we hope to bring, have that as a great takeaway into next week moving forward. So with that, we're gonna have a couple little words from our sponsors and then just end it. So
night, everybody.
See you then, guys. Have a great one.
Night.